The feed goes silent, and so does the audience after Will Smith takes a swing at Chris Rock on stage at the Oscars.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the moments that are etched in Oscar history due to their shocking nature, whether through unexpected wins, controversial incidents, or jaw-dropping mishaps.
The folks who thought they had won Best Picture and then found out that it actually belonged to another movie.
Number 20. Nude John Cena. The Oscars have seen their fair share of outrageous stunts over the years, but few have been as shocking as when John Cena took the stage in nothing but his birthday suit.
John Cena nearly naked, all in the name of this year's Oscar nominees.
Technically, he was wearing flesh-colored underwear covered only by the envelope for Best Costume Design, but for the audience, it was an eyeful nonetheless. The skit, alongside host Jimmy Kimmel, was a nod to the streaker incident in 1974. More on that later.
John appeared, explaining that he had some reservations about the planned bit.
What's going on? You're supposed to run across the stage.
I changed my mind. I don't want to do the streaker bit anymore.
As for the muscular WWE superstar, his trademark saying "you can't see me" was certainly not in effect this time around. Number 19. We saw your boobs. For the most part, the Oscars are known for their elegance and prestige. However, in 2013, host Seth MacFarlane turned heads with a shocking musical number. As a portion of his opening segment, MacFarlane performed We Saw Your Boobs, a song that gleefully listed actresses who had appeared nude in films, including many in serious dramatic roles. The song was later criticized as, quote, tasteless and, quote, sexist, making it one of the Oscars' most controversial moments. To be fair to MacFarlane, though, this felt very much in line with his trademark humor. Did the Academy even see Family Guy before hiring him?
No, please, not this. Oh, God, it's not going to be coming out of us. It's going to be going... Oh, dear God. Oh.
Number 18. Angelina Jolie's brotherly love. Naturally, familial embraces at award shows are commonplace, but Angelina Jolie's display of affection at the 2000 Oscars left audiences pretty shook.
It's been 2 weeks since the Academy Awards and everybody's still talking about Angelina Jolie and her brother. So here to address the speculation surrounding the real nature of their relationship is Angelina Jolie and her brother James Haven Voight.
You see, after winning Best Supporting Actress for Girl Interrupted, Jolie took the stage and delivered a now infamous speech where she declared, quote, "I'm so in love with my brother right now." The statement, along with her and her brother's over-the-top kisses during award season, left many uncomfortable. While Angelina and her brother James insisted it was just a show of sibling love, the public found the entire moment extremely bizarre.
All right, come on, let's go.
Number 17. Bjork's swan dress. Attending the Oscars is said to be the equivalent of living out a fairy tale fantasy, and so, fancy gowns and lavish attires are always on display. Sometimes, however, select fashion choices shock everyone. And while Cher's 1986 Bob Mackie number turned heads, nothing bewildered audiences more than Icelandic singer Bjork's, shall we say, interesting attire in 2001.
The girl should be put into an asylum, screeched Joan Rivers.
Wearing a full-on swan dress designed to look like an actual swan draped around her body, the outfit was mocked by critics and viewers alike.
People mocked and parodied her on everything from The Ellen Show, White Chicks, My Big Fat Independent Movie, Kim Possible, Hannah Montana, to name a mere few.
Stephen Kojakaru, a red carpet fashion critic, even referred to it as, quote, probably the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Yeesh. Number 16. Barbara Streisand and Katharine Hepburn tie. Ties at the Oscars are certainly rare, but this one was historic. In 1969, the Best Actress category ended in a dead tie between Barbara Streisand for Funny Girl and Katharine Hepburn for her turn in The Lion in Winter.
Greet me as you used to. Fragile I am not.
The shock was real when presenter Ingrid Bergman announced the tie, and Streisand's name was called right after Hepburn's. While Hepburn wasn't present, Streisand took the stage and famously greeted her brand new Oscar with a "Hello, gorgeous," a nod to her film's iconic line. While there have since been ties on The Big Show, this was the last one, as of publishing, in an acting category. Number 15. Adrien Brody's kissing session with Halle Berry. We get it, winning an Oscar is exciting, but Adrien Brody took things a little too far when he won Best Actor for The Pianist.
I hope that's a compliment.
As the actor made his way to the stage, he grabbed presenter Halle Berry and planted a full-on surprise kiss on her lips. The unexpected moment saw Berry's eyes widen in shock as the audience reacted with cheers and gasps. Years later, many debated whether the incident was inappropriate. At the time, it was mostly seen as good-natured spontaneity. It's certainly a moment audiences and Halle Berry will never forget.
I knew nothing about it.
Okay.
Can I say it for real?
Yeah.
I was like, what the f*** is happening?
Number 14. Sean Penn defends Jude Law. It turns out Chris Rock is no stranger to controversial Oscar moments. He's certainly no stranger to roasting celebrities. However, when the comedian took jabs at Jude Law during the 2005 ceremony, Sean Penn was not amused. As host, Rock joked about Law's sudden rise in Hollywood and his presence in seemingly everything over the past year.
Where's Dex?
Penn, while later presenting an award, would go off script to defend his fellow actor, saying, quote, "Jude Law is one of our finest actors." Viewers were surprised by Penn's humorless response, making the moment one of the most awkward presenter exchanges in Oscar history. Number 13. Charlie Chaplin's prolonged standing ovation. Okay, you're probably wondering what's so shocking about a standing ovation at the Oscars. Clearly, there have been plenty at the big show. Well, trust us when we say that Charlie Chaplin's reception in 1972 was on a whole other level. After being exiled from the United States for 2 decades due to political controversies, Chaplin was finally invited back to accept an honorary award. The moment he took the stage, the audience erupted into applause, and it just didn't stop. For 12 whole minutes, Hollywood's biggest stars stood in reverence, making it the longest ovation in Oscar history. Number 12. John Travolta introduces Adele Dazeem. It's not that John Travolta simply mispronounced a name. It's that he shockingly butchered it, seemingly creating a whole new one in the process. Yup, the Pulp Fiction star's blunder at the 2014 Oscar ceremony became legendary. As Travolta introduced Idina Menzel for her performance of Let It Go, he confidently called her the wickedly talented Adele Dazeem. Wait, what?
They said, oh, by the way, we've changed Idina's name to phonetic spelling. I went, but what do you mean? Go!
The bizarre mispronunciation instantly became meme material, with fans and even Menzel herself poking fun at the gaffe.
It just threw me a little bit.
How many times
But
a day?
now it's the best thing that's ever happened.
Yeah, but now, of course, yeah.
Travolta got a do-over the following year, but was criticized for being extra touchy on stage. Number 11. Anthony Hopkins' win over Chadwick Boseman. It was an upset so shocking it even surprised the show's producers. You see, the 2021 Best Actor category had been widely expected to go to Chadwick Boseman posthumously for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. It's said that the Academy rearranged the ceremony to end with Best Actor instead of Best Picture, seemingly setting up an emotional tribute for Boseman.
Saving the best for last, huh, Bart?
But when Anthony Hopkins was announced as the winner for The Father, and wasn't even present to accept, viewers were stunned. While Hopkins delivered a gracious tribute to Boseman the next day, the moment remains one of the biggest shocks of all time.
You know, this is how I honestly and really truly feel about it. There's no award that can validate his legacy.
Number 10. Marisa Tomei's surprise win. There's a reason Marisa Tomei's 1993 Best Supporting Actress win for My Cousin Vinny remains one of the most talked about upsets in Academy Awards history.
I was thinking last night, if only I knew what he knows, you know? If he let me look at his files. Oh, boy.
Despite not being anywhere near a frontrunner, having missed nominations at the Golden Globes and BAFTAs, Tomei's sharp and hilarious performance as Mona Lisa Vito somehow earned her the Golden Trophy over the likes of Vanessa Redgrave and Miranda Richardson. The shock victory was such an upset that the moment sparked widespread conspiracy theories suggesting her name was announced by mistake by presenter Jack Palance. This rumor has since been debunked, however.
What?
Nothing. You stick out like a sore thumb around here.
Me? What about you?
I fit in better than you.
Number 9. Rob Lowe and Snow White's musical number. The opening of the 1989 Oscars is the stuff of head-scratching legend.
Every February, you will see me on the list of Oscar embarrassments. Every year.
For the broadcast, producer Alan Carr enlisted Steve Silver to create a musical number inspired by Beach Blanket Babylon.
It wasn't very glamorous to see Dorothy Lamour being carried across the stage under the armpits by 2 guys.
Featuring classic Hollywood stars, the performance notably included Rob Lowe singing a parody of Proud Mary alongside Eileen Bowman dressed as Snow White.
What's Rob Lowe doing singing and dancing? What's he doing with Snow White? Who is that old lady in the background?
The spectacle was widely criticized, with industry legends like Julie Andrews, Gregory Peck, and Paul Newman calling it an embarrassment. Heck, the Walt Disney Company pursued legal action. And while the lawsuit was eventually dropped, then Academy President Richard Kahn apologized for the shockingly odd fever dream. Number 8. Green Book rides off with Best Picture. Best Picture is the most coveted award at the Oscars, and let's just say the Academy doesn't always get it right. Like when How Green Was My Valley beat out Citizen Kane in 1942. Fast forward many years later, and Green Book, a biographical drama from director Peter Farrelly, faced immediate criticism for its shock win. This was due to a perceived whitewashed perspective and misrepresentation of the true story. The family of Don Shirley, the film's real-life inspiration, even publicly condemned it. Green Book's divisive nomination and eventual win felt even more surprising thanks to the strong competition. With the likes of Roma and Black Klansman in the running, many argued other films were far more deserving.
You have a very narrow assessment of me, Tony.
Yeah, right? I'm good.
Number 7. A streaker appears. As we've seen, nudity at the Oscars isn't as rare as one might think, right, John Cena? In fact, the 1974 Oscars took a comically shocking turn when a streaker sprinted across the stage. Bearing it all for millions to see, the unexpected guest made his appearance just as presenter David Niven was introducing Elizabeth Taylor. The audacious gatecrasher, later identified as Robert Opel, left the in-person audience in stunned laughter. The moment was certainly a surprise, one that showed that anything can happen at the Oscars. As for Nivens, he used his British wit to quip about the man's shortcomings. Number 6. Crash over Brokeback Mountain. Leading up to the 2006 Oscar ceremony, Ang Lee's LGBTQIA+ love story Brokeback Mountain had dominated award season, making it the runaway favorite for that year's Best Picture winner.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
To the shock of everyone, however, the award wound up going to Crash, a movie often criticized for its heavy-handed approach to race relations. The backlash was immediate, fueling debates about Hollywood and the Academy's reluctance to embrace progressive storytelling.
You embarrass me. You embarrass yourself.
Interestingly, years later, a hypothetical revote by The Hollywood Reporter confirmed what many had suspected. Brokeback Mountain should have won. Number 5. Roman Polanski's 2003 Best Director win. The 2003 Best Director win at the Academy Awards was shocking not just for who won the award, but for who wasn't there to accept it.
Roman Polanski has been on the run since 1978, avoiding countries that might extradite him. He hasn't set foot on US soil in 31 years.
You see, Roman Polanski, having fled the US after pleading guilty to serious crimes in 1977, was legally unable to attend the ceremony. Harrison Ford accepted on his behalf. However, that didn't stop the Academy from awarding him the top director prize for The Pianist.
There's no time for
I'm not going anywhere.
Good. I'm not going anywhere either.
With the in-person audience even offering up a standing ovation, the moment sparked public backlash, though the Academy would officially expel Polanski in 2018. For many, it was a move that came far too late. Number 4. Shakespeare in Love beats Saving Private Ryan.
Maybe you should shut up.
Best Picture upsets perhaps don't get any more infamous than this one. Yup, the 1999 Academy Awards delivered a stunning surprise when Shakespeare in Love defeated Saving Private Ryan.
What is the play and what is my part?
Lauded for its harrowing realism, Steven Spielberg's gripping war epic was by far the heavy favorite. While Shakespeare in Love had strong industry support and numerous nominations, many credit its victory to now disgraced producer Harvey Weinstein. It's said that Weinstein's awards campaign was overly aggressive and even underhanded. The win remains one of the most notorious examples of Oscar politicking. It's also made even more unsettling in hindsight given Weinstein's own shocking downfall.
Harvey Weinstein had an incredibly complex machine designed to maintain silence around this.
I just remember feeling so powerless and furious.
Number 3. Marlon Brando declines the Best Actor Oscar. Few moments shook the Oscars like Marlon Brando declining his Best Actor win for The Godfather.
I can't remember the last time that you invited me to your house for a cup of coffee.
even though my wife is godmother to your only child.
While screenwriter Dudley Nichols was the first to initially refuse the award, and actor George C. Scott declined his for Patton, no refusal was more infamous than Marlon Brando's in 1973. Even though the thespian had accepted an Oscar for On the Waterfront years earlier, Brando instead sent Sacheen Littlefeather to the stage in his place.
I was distressed that people should have booed and whistled and stomped, even though perhaps it was directed at myself. They should have at least had the courtesy to listen to her.
She would cite Hollywood's mistreatment of Native Americans and bring attention to the Wounded Knee standoff. The moment was certainly groundbreaking, but it also led the Academy to tighten its rules on proxy acceptances.
There was a larger issue, and it's an issue that nobody in the motion picture industry has ever addressed themselves to, unless forced to.
Number 2, the Best Picture mix-up.
What a waste of a lovely night.
The 2017 Oscars not only delivered one of the most shocking moments in award show history, but in all of live television.
The folks who thought they had won Best Picture and then found out that it actually belonged to another movie.
After presenters Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway announced La La Land as Best Picture, the film's team took the stage to accept their award. However, chaos erupted mid-acceptance speech as an error would awkwardly be revealed, leading to Moonlight being declared the true winner.
There's a mistake. Moonlight, you guys won Best Picture.
Moonlight won.
The mix-up, caused by PricewaterhouseCoopers accountant Brian Cullinan mishandling the envelopes, turned into an unforgettable disaster dubbed Envelope Gate.
Matt Damon looks like he's swallowed his own teeth. With shock.
I mean, it was like they were watching their childhood homes catch fire.
While the La La Land producers naturally stepped aside, the confusion overshadowed what should have been a triumphant moment for Moonlight. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Will Smith slaps Chris Rock. It was the slap heard round the world.
It's now a part of our lives forever. We will never stop talking about this. It was so shocking.
When comedian Chris Rock made a throwaway joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's shaved head at the 2022 Oscars,
G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it.
Jada's husband, Will Smith, met Rock on stage and slapped him in the face. The confrontation left the in-person audience and at-home viewers with their jaws on the floor. The subsequent bleeped outburst only added to the widespread discussions on professionalism, anger management, and boundaries at the Oscars.
Clearly shaken and unsure how to proceed, Chris responds the best way he knows how, with another joke.
That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
The slap reverberated throughout the night, overshadowing the award ceremony, including Smith's own win for Best Actor, where he was curiously given a standing ovation.
A whole room full of people, no one lifted a finger. Spider-Man was there. Aquaman was there. Catwoman, all sitting on their hands.
The actor has since received a 10-year ban from the event. Did you witness any of these shocking Oscar moments live? Share your reactions in the comments below.
What went through my mind when I fell down? A bad word that I can't say that starts with F.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.